ruthless, sadistic psychopath.
Nice.
And his character is amazing.
That's cool.
I can't believe you've never seen Breaking Bad.
No, I've never.
Has Taylor ever watched it?
I don't think so. It's not her type of show.
It's everyone's type of show.
Everyone's type of show.
It's an amazing drama. It's intense. It's one of those things where it's like, it's character based. Like, yeah, it's about, him selling meth and stuff, but it's all about how he loses it to get to that point, and then like.
So he's not like the main character, the bald guy. He's like the main character.
Bryan Cranston's the main character. Yeah.
Okay.
Walter White. It's my favorite show of all time.
Nice.
Yeah.
When you said like TV villains, I try to think of other ones. I'm like, it's not because there are no other ones.
No, this is not a TV show. It is, but it's a movie.
Okay.
It's a long 9-10 hour, 14. Oh, it's longer than that because they're hour episodes.
Dang.
I was never more hyped in my life, except Force Awakens, when that's finale, the series finale was when I watched it. Nice. I watched the entire last season live. I caught up on Netflix. I think it was when my son was born, and I just was like, I was home a lot, so I had a lot of time. So I just watched Breaking Bad all day for like 3 weeks.
Nice. And
caught up to the finale, and dude, I'm telling you guys, I know you would love it because it's just.
I just like Gideon, and I like Esposito. So.
It's just a well-written show, and it's very well executed. Then we talk about like, what's more important? Not more important, but like you can tell when something has a good concept and it's poorly executed.
Yeah.
This is a great concept and great execution.
Nice.
And the weird thing about the show is, and we'll get to Star Wars in a second. The weird thing about the show is like, that Walter is doing wrong stuff, but you're rooting for him the entire time.
Mm.
Like there's
you sympathize with him.
It's not even that. Like you want him to get away with it. It's so strange. Huh. It's the weirdest thing because like
he's doing stuff that are.
There's certain characters that like find out certain things, and you're like, no, like I'm still on Walter's side here, and he's the one doing everything horrible. Like there's some dark stuff in that show.
But yet there's still a villain, so the villain does horrible things too.
Yes.
Huh. But you don't want him to do it like
no,
that's
because there's a difference. Like it's such a I'm telling you, and it's one of those shows, and I hate when people say this. Like, just the first season's a little slow. I don't think the first season's a little slow. I think like the first
episode or two,
like the middle two, because the first episode is unbelievable. It's like one of the greatest pilots in history. Like it's just an amazing show. It stands alone as its own thing. Like it's beautiful. But like there's like a few episodes that are kind of slow, like when he's meeting Jesse and stuff. Like not meeting, but like you'll see how that relationship, where that comes from and stuff.
Is it all on Netflix?
I think so. Last I checked, it was. It's awesome. It's unbelievable.
Nice.
And I'm telling you gotta watch it. It's one of those things like it's
I'll
more
take
addictive.
More Gideon, so that's
it's
fine.
more addictive than the meth on the show. All right. What are the housekeeping things you wanted to talk about?
I just need to address, at least like in my opinion, why I don't think Resistance Reborn is really for me. I think I finally figured it out.
You listened to the show.
I finally figured it out, yeah. I listened to you and Alex talking about how dumb I am, but
lovingly make fun of it.
Very lovingly.
We
very lovingly. That was a great show. That was so much fun listening to you guys just talk like buddies.
I love them.
Because you guys are best buds. But I think it's just because the like tie-ins and connections it has aren't things I even really know or care about. I don't know Battlefront 2. I don't know Bloodlines. And all the tie-ins.
That's your fault.
I know. But I didn't realize that and make that connection until now.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, I'm missing that
You're
stuff
missing
because
stuff.
I don't have that stuff.
Yeah.
And I need to.
That makes sense.
I need to go do those things and then come back to Resistance.
I guarantee you, if you do those things and then read that book again, you're gonna freak out.
Yeah, and that's what
I didn't even think about that when you said.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
I didn't either. Yeah, but now I get it because you guys said that. You're like, it has everything that he would like, the connections, but I don't have those connections in my brain, so I haven't read those.
That makes sense.
And I haven't played Battlefront 2.
I didn't think about that.
But
you need to borrow the Xbox for a few days and play it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd rather just watch it.
It's one of those things like the game plays into the story.
Well, I can still watch it play through.
You're gonna probably if you're gonna spend the time to do it, let's just do it.
I don't like playing.
There's a story mode though, where it's just super easy.
Is it? Okay, good. As long as it's not like Fallen Order, but it's still hard.
No, this is super easy.
Except Austin probably flew through it. Our producer, Austin.
That game's tough.
Yeah.
Thanks, Austin, for doing this.
But I've watched the finale of Battlefront 2 with Kylo about 7 times. I love that. It's so cool, too, because like we get to see what it's like to go in someone's brain. That's what he's doing in that finale. We get to see him like go into... Is that Del? Del Versio? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he goes into Del's brain. So that's really cool to see. But that's why, at least I think, that's why I don't like Resistance Reborn.
That could be it.
So I need to circle back and get all the time.
Yeah, because all that stuff with the Inferno Squad, just you won't.
Yeah, that's all. Just Inferno Squad flew over my head.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Never thought about that.
I didn't either until I heard you guys talk about it.
Makes sense.
Because you guys explained what you loved about it, and I was like, oh, I don't love it because I don't get it. So I need to circle back to that.
Makes sense. Yeah, I feel like Resistance Reborn literally is like a culmination of everything they've done. Video games, movies, comic book. It ties everything together. Yeah. Visual dictionaries, even.
Yeah, because I obviously got the stuff from the movies because it has Poe and it has Finn and Wedge and a little bit of Leia, a little bit of Rey. But then they went to Twilight's planet. What's it called? What am I forgetting?
I don't know.
Oh, Rylon? Is that it?
Ryloth.
Yeah, they go to Ryloth, and that's from Clone Wars. Like, it does tie in everything.
Ties in everything.
And the things that I knew that it tied into, I was like, well, yeah, it has to tie into the movies because those characters are in the movies. So I'm like, duh. So, but the deeper cuts, not even I got. Like, you guys get them, but I didn't. So
makes sense.
Got to circle back.
It's worth it.
Yeah, I'm going to eventually. I have to get through High Republic and Lost Stars, but that's my next goal after my next project.
Gotcha.
So I don't know either. Like, this is more of a good question for another time. But I was like thinking about how at the end of Revenge of the Sith, like C-3PO has his mind wiped, right? Has anybody ever told him what happened? Has anyone ever gone back and be like, okay, so what happened is this and this and this, and then they wiped your brain?
Well, not even just that, but where does his memory pick back up? Because you see him in Rogue One. I know that's 15 years later or whatever.
Yeah.
But.
And then obviously in Rise in Episode 9, he gets it wiped again. So it's like, do they retell him again?
I hear people don't. Not that I'm saying you don't like it, but I don't like when people don't like that. Like they are mechanical. Like you can.
I can go on my phone and erase
format
everything.
an SD card in 2 seconds.
Yeah. It also makes sense that he's backed up by R2.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah, and even deeper, it makes sense that 3PO wouldn't be able to speak Sith because he has Republic programming.
Because they would have outlawed that because they wouldn't want you to see what Palpatine was up to.
Yeah.
I never understood people not liking that.
No, that's pretty obvious.
That makes sense to me.
Good guys don't want bad guy stuff.
Yeah. And then people who are doing bad don't want you to know they're doing bad, so they're going to try to hide it from you.
Yeah, obviously. All that stuff. But I just has anyone ever just told 3PO, here's what happened 30 years ago that you are part of?
I don't think so, because then he would know about it.
That's true.
It'd be a new memory.
Yeah. I think R2's probably has tried to tell him, and he's been like, that didn't happen. He's like, you're lying.
You wouldn't know and get a twit.
Yeah, he's like, that wouldn't happen. I bet that's probably happened. If so, that needs to be a little comic somewhere, just on the side, where R2's telling him stuff, and he's like, no. Maybe that'll be in the Droid TV show we're getting.
Or from a certain point of view, or something like that.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
All right, what else?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's jump into our first official segment of the show here. It's our news segment, and there's some cool stuff going on.
Yeah.
Not a ton of stuff to talk about, but some interesting stuff.
Big stuff if you're nerds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which you're watching the show, you're probably a nerd. We're nerds.
Sidebar here. While we're up at the beginning of the show, we are going to the Orlando Star Wars Toy Fair this weekend in Lake Mary. If you're going to be there, you're going to see us hanging out. This idiot's dressing up. I considered it, but it's just too hot. Even inside, I think it's
air conditioning.
Even inside, I think it's going to be too hot. Plus, I'll have my kids running around. I don't want to have to chase them down in a.
Well, if you have a lightsaber, you can just beat them with it.
That's fair point.
Take the Youngling Slayer 5000. Take Anakin's lightsaber.
I'm not going to say who it is on the show because I don't know if they want to talk about it or not. Your boy's getting 3 Ultra Sabers.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh man. So you got to talk to Nick Saturday when you see Nick.
It might not be Ultra Saber, but it's one of those companies.
Saber Forge, NeoPixel.
It's one of those.
Okay.
I'm getting 3 hilts. 2 of them have electronics in them. Dang. One of them does not. It's just an empty hilt, which I might take on as a project.
I didn't think you'd ever get this. So
it's for free. Somebody I know sent it.
I'm gonna buy one eventually. I'm talking years from now.
I met a family from our shopping group that is super cool. We actually went to Galaxy's Edge together. There are people I went and got drinks with at Oga's. And they're just super cool people, and they're sending me. They bought a few years ago. One of these companies had a blind bag sale, and for like a mystery bag kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so for $50 or $75, you could get a mystery lightsaber.
And that's what it was.
Yeah, and they were the $75 ones were guaranteed to have sound in them. And the $55 ones weren't guaranteed, but it was a possibility.
Those things cost hundreds of dollars.
Yes.
Like a cheap one is like $500.
Yeah, and they bought 2 of the mystery bags, and they both came with sound.
Nice.
And so they have like this collection of like 50 lightsabers or something crazy.
Dang.
And they're like, you need one. I was like, okay.
All right.
I picked it out. I'll show it to you after the show.
Sick.
I picked 2 of them out of it.
Wait.
They're like, you get to pick, and I'm like, Jesus, I get to pick. So it's just wow.
Some of them are like character-specific hilts, but others are just
these are just custom ones, and they look badass. One's silver, one's
I'd rather
black.
have a custom one.
They're cool.
Because like I can go to Doc's and buy
buy a Luke one.
But yeah, I want one that's my own. Yeah. That's the point of it to me.
All right. Sorry, I just want to throw that in up there before I forgot.
That's sick.
But
I can't wait to see it.
again, Toy Fair, Lake Mary, Saturday. Come see us.
Are we gonna do?
We'll be doing videos and live streams or something. We'll be doing a YouTube video, or we'll be doing a podcast, or both, and we'll be doing a definitely a podcast afterwards, wrapping up how much fun it was.
Okay.
All right, first news topic. What are we doing?
Well, if you've watched Rebels and if you've watched the recent live-action Aladdin, you've kind of made the connection where the actor that played Aladdin, I'm probably going to butcher his name, Mena Massoud, I think.
Sure, I'm not going to try.
I probably butchered it, right? But he could potentially be a good Ezra, good live-action Ezra. And it's kind of been fan cast and fan circulation and speculation.
Only if they change Batu to Aladdin.
That's true. Oh my goodness. That was a rumor. It wasn't a
rumor. It was some stupid thing.
Well, it was a fake rumor. It wasn't even ever actually considered. But anyhow, though, it was like, if they ever do a live action Ezra, Mena Massoud would be a great candidate for it. And it turns out they are basically hinting at it with the Ahsoka series, plus they're talking about Thrawn. So those things all combined makes it actually possible. But then recently, on Mena Massoud's Instagram, he posted a picture of just himself, but the caption was an Ezra Bridger quote from Rebels. So
no way.
There's the picture. It's up on the screen. I don't understand why he chose that picture. I don't know. But the quote is there under his picture.
Huh. Well, that's like a real leaning into it.
And there's been no post like it before or since. This was about a week ago. So I don't know.
That's a little on the nose, though, right? Like, if you're doing that, I don't think you would.
I don't know. But what's the quote have to do with anything? The quote was like, if you guys let me go, I promise I won't hurt any of you, or something. It's like, that doesn't apply to life. Like, why are you putting that in your post? That's not something that's happening in your life.
So let's assume it's true for the time being. Let's assume it's. I like the casting. I think it's good.
I do too. I
think it's a little young for Ezra.
Well, Ezra in Rebels is 15.
So if we're talking in between,
depends where it
6 and 7, that's where the Ahsoka show has to be.
Mena's well over 15. But.
Yeah, but we're talking about Ezra would be like 40, right?
That's a good point. We don't know though, because the epilogue, that's at the end, right? Epilogue. The epilogue of Rebels, when Ahsoka comes back to Sabine dressed in all white, that technically takes place like years and years after Rebels. Like there's a time jump there.
Have they officially said that?
Yeah, Filoni has.
Okay.
They haven't given us an actual year, but we know it's well after Rebels.
See, that could be like at the end of season 2 of Mandalorian.
Yeah, so it could be anywhere. So instead of Mena playing a 15-year-old, he could be playing 35-year-old.
But he doesn't strike me as a 35-year-old. You know what I mean? He seems a little young to be old Ezra and a little old to be young Ezra.
Yeah, and it could. Our producer Austin, who is well versed in all Star Wars, he even said it could be World Between Worlds. It could be a version of that. So, and that could be like the logos and.
What's up, Joseph Hudson? Thanks for watching, buddy.
Oh, I missed one. My bad. But the logo for Ahsoka even looks very World Between Worlds.
I swear to God, I hope they don't bring that back.
I hope they don't. They've said if things are done well, it's cool, but I don't know how they can do it well. I really don't.
They did it well in the show, but I feel like it's one of those things where it's like you did it once.
The least it's used, the better.
Yeah. Like let it be. You did it good. That's enough.
Yeah, and Austin's saying maybe Ezra is in the World Between Worlds and he's not aging at the same rate as people because of it. I mean,
that's a cop out.
That could happen, but I hope not. So that's a good thought. But if they're gonna do it and they try to do that, I mean,
what are the rules of like if you're out in hyperspace? Presumably, time would treat you differently. So, like, what if you just spent this the whole time like hyperspace.
Which that's how we saw them in Rebels. They were going into hyperspace with the Purgles.
The Purgles.
Yeah, I like that much better.
Time would be different, right?
Yeah, it should be because you're going at light speed.
And you've already, obviously your species age differently, but like people would age differently in that time.
Everything
because you're going at the speed of light. That's a little too sciencey, but I don't know. I like the casting. I mean, he's a good pick. I can't think of a better one.
I like. He was one of the best parts of Aladdin.
Aladdin's the best. And this is not saying much, but Aladdin is the best live action remake, I think, except Beauty and the Beast.
I love Beauty and the Beast, and I still like haven't seen Cinderella. I still haven't.
See, I like Cinderella a lot too, but I think Aladdin's a little bit better because.
Okay. My favorite I've seen is
Cinderella, and at that time that came out, they were still kind of doing like everything had to be dark. Remember after Dark Knight came out, like everything was a dark version of it.
They tried that with Maleficent, but then it wasn't dark enough.
They tried it with friggin' like Snow White and the Huntsman. Remember, it was like
I didn't even see that.
It was bad. It was not good. I worked in a movie theater that time. I saw every movie. It was not good.
I like the casting though. He'd be a good Ezra.
So, do you think you see him in Mandalorian, or do you think he gets his own?
No, we see him in Ahsoka.
You think Ahsoka?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's looking. See, that's why I think they have to have that show take place after the events of season 2 of Mando, because she's looking for Thrawn.
Yeah, and last we saw Thrawn was with Ezra at the end of Rebels.
Because it would be so lame if she's looking for Thrawn this whole time, and it's before this, and you know she's not going to find him.
Yeah, that's true. She has to find him. She's going to find him. And like you said before, maybe the whole Stockholm thing is like taking place where like Ezra's now kind of helping Thrawn. Maybe Ezra's turned a little bit.
Yeah, so. I said that from the jump. I think we're gonna get Stockholm syndrome though.
And I think that makes sense even for like Ahsoka's character to go through that struggle of like, oh, another person I'm deeply connected
Thrawn's
with.
Not evil though. Like that's the thing about
he serves
Thrawn.
Himself.
He's
that's
about
all he cares about.
Himself and the chiss.
Yeah, he's trying to hire himself and help out the chiss.
So that's
so maybe he's told Ezra that he's like, look, I don't care about the Empire.
He's like Hux in episode 9. I don't care who wins.
Yeah,
I just need Kylo Ren to lose.
Yeah, I don't know. If it's done well, there's a lot of cool stuff they can do.
I think I'm not saying it can't be done well.
Yeah,
I just would personally, and again, if it comes out and it's different, then it'll be what it is.
Yeah.
But I think they should do it after episodes 2 of Mando, or season 2 of Mando,
for sure.
So, all right, what's the next news story?
The next news story is Disney Plus related, and you haven't really seen it as much, but
I haven't seen it at all.
It was like me and Austin's childhood. The Genndy Tartakovsky 2D animated, now non-canonical Clone Wars series, which I take that back. Parts of it are canon, and parts of it have always been canon.
That is so confusing.
Some of it is, some of it isn't. But like we grew up on that. We watched that DVD every day. We loved it. And James
How long
Arnold,
is the show?
Oh, it's not long. Maybe 2 hours total.
Really? Are they shorts?
They're shorts, but they just slapped them all together.
Okay.
Initially, they're basically like extended commercials, and then they like slapped them on each other and built and built and built.
This is the guy that did Samurai Jack and Dexter's Lab, right?
Yes, which were also our childhoods.
Yeah,
we love Dexter.
I didn't watch Samurai Jack, but I love Dexter's Lab.
Is Samurai Jack on Netflix or is it on Paramount Plus? Maybe. Oh, that was Cartoon Network. It was on Cartoon Network.
Dude, I would pay.
You can find it. Watch it.
I would pay $10 a month for a Cartoon Network Plus.
Yeah.
You get all cow and chicken.
All those, yeah. From back in the day. Yeah. I'm trying to think of others, but I can only think of Dexter.
Ed, Ed, Nettie.
Yeah. Dexter and Samurai Jack were my favorites. I didn't get into Powerpuff Girls.
I love Powerpuff Girls. There was this is so random, I just thought about it. I haven't thought about this in probably 20 years. There was this old, if you went to CartoonNetwork.com back in the day, there was this old Flash game you could play that was Powerpuff Girls versus the Rowdy Rough Boys.
I remember that a little bit.
And you would click on certain things, and it would they'd fight. It was such a fun game. Yeah. I don't know why I thought about that.
Austin's put up the picture of my DVD. Actually, that's mine back in my house of that Clone Wars series.
That's hilarious.
So he put that picture up. I can't wait. I'm gonna watch it all because that DVD that we have is actually only the first half. It's volume 1. They broke it into 2 DVDs. So, spoiler alert a little bit for it. The ending of it shows you the entire battle of Coruscant, and it shows Grievous capturing the Chancellor. And that part is canon. That's the part they kept that's canon.
Okay.
So that part, and that's the best. Grievous in that is much better than Grievous in the Dave Filoni Clone Wars and Revenge of the Sith.
Really?
Grievous is awesome in this.
Okay.
And
I'm in.
he used to be one of my favorite characters because of this.
See, I always thought he was a cool character. He's my favorite character of the prequels.
I mean, not counting like Obi-Wan, like established.
Yeah, like villains. I
Yeah,
guess.
for sure. Yeah, but he's amazing in this. So
Cool.
I can't wait for it. I'm gonna watch it.
When does it drop?
On repeat. Shoot! Why did I not write that
April
down?
4th?
Was it March, May? It's
May?
March now. I think
Is
it was
it May the 4th?
I don't think it's May the 4th. But I think it's May.
Well, look out for Google it. I guess.
I can't wait. Yeah,
Very good.
I can't wait for it. I have Volume 1, so I can watch that until that comes out. Then I can finally see Volume 2 again.
Sweet.
I cannot wait. And in that same TV show was a bounty hunter named Dirge, and he fights Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
And now, outside of this TV show, Dirge has been brought back into the new Disney canon. He's in a new Dr. Aphra comic that just came out. Like,
you know how upsetting it is that I read and kept up with Dr. Aphra for about 2 years, and then once they started that new arc, I was like, I just don't care. There's not enough to this character for me to care. And I just stopped reading it about a month or two ago, maybe a little longer than that. I haven't really kept up with it and like talking about it because there just has been nothing to talk about. Like it's just been a lot of nothing.
She does the same stuff. She's always just
female Indiana Jones against Vader, and she
helps Vader sometimes. She doesn't help him sometimes.
Yeah, and it's
she helps out Doc sometimes from Batuu. Yeah. Sometimes she doesn't.
It's a weird one, but I wish I'd have kept on with this because I would know more about this character. Because I know nothing about him.
No,
I know what you and Alex have told me. That's it.
Yeah, he's pretty sick. I hope they don't like nerf him any and make him less powerful because like he's not overpowered. I've seen people make the argument he's like too powerful, but Obi-Wan does defeat him.
Is he a Sith? Is he a?
No, he's just a bounty hunter. He doesn't have any force.
So they're keeping that the thing. He's a bounty hunter still in the new canon. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So he's just a huge, massive, hulking bounty hunter, and he's got all armored out. I don't know about the new canon with Dr. Aphra, but in the Jedi Tartakovsky series, he's basically like, I don't know how to describe it. He's like, you cut him and then he just regenerates, and no matter what, you cut him anywhere and he just regenerates. He doesn't make more of himself. He's not like that, like the monster in Hercules, you know, where you cut off the head, 2 heads grow.
Gotcha.
He's not like that. It's just if you cut off his arm, or Hydra.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Hydra. He's not like that. It's just if you cut off his arm, it either grows back or he just reattaches that arm. And spoilers again for the Jedi series, Obi-Wan defeats him by like getting, it's strange and hard to explain, but like getting engulfed inside him and then like force pushing his body all apart.
So like the same way Ant-Man should have went down Thanos' throat and then exploded from the inside out.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. It's kind of hard to describe, but I don't think he's overpowered because Obi-Wan defeats him and that's fine. Like the clones can't, but the clones are just clones. Mm-hmm. A Jedi can defeat him, so.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously that can't be canon now when Obi-Wan kills him because he comes back to this Dr. Aphra comic, but
gotcha.
I'm excited.
Before we get to the next news story, I want to interrupt it with, because I almost forgot.
We did forget.
High Republic, what's this book called? A Test of Courage. Finished it today. It is a solid book. It is a kid's book. It's a little smaller, bigger font. It's about 200-something pages. I liked it a lot. I liked the second half of the book much better. There's a few parts in the book in the middle where a character is upset about something, and I'm trying to spoil it free, and they keep dwelling on it a lot. And like, I get it, you have to do that, but it was the same kind of feeling. It wasn't going anywhere. It was just kind of like wallowing in self-pity, kind of.
Okay. It's like, yeah, we understand, like, why you're upset. Like, we know you're upset, but just
move on. Yeah. Like, not move on, but like, process the pain and do something about it.
Or like, just say he's still processing it, but don't keep writing about it.
It was like over and over. It was just like, okay, but
it's like your only complaint.
Yeah, it's not like a complaint. Like, it's a solid book. They're saying like a junior novel, I guess is what these are called. But I'm telling you, man, it's dark. I
mean, the Clone Wars are dark, and that was a kids show.
They don't nerf this down for kids, man. There's some rough stuff that goes on in this. A lot of it. I mean, I think every character is dealing with the loss of something.
Wow. And Star Wars is pretty much tragedy.
Yeah,
it always has been.
Yeah,
there's always loss.
It's really, really good, and the main male Jedi, I really, really, really like. His name is Imri, and he has a self-contained arc, but I really hope I see more of this.
I bet
Because
you
the way it ends, I was like, yes, please.
I bet you do.
And it was something I didn't see coming.
Oh, good. I can't wait.
And I actually thought it would be the opposite of what happened. And I was like, okay, like that's a really cool way to do this. So highly recommend this. Oh, so far, man, I'm blown away with the High Republic.
You've read all 3 books, all 3 novels.
I've read Light of the Jedi, Into the Dark, and now this one. They're all fantastic. I give the whole series an A. There's a few small things here and there that I think are a little like drag on a little bit, but you know, it's a fantastic series so far. So, all right, let's go on to the next news story here.
Last news story. Maybe we'll see some of the. Well, they won't be out, but we'll see some Black Series figures this weekend.
Oh, yes, we will.
There are 4 new Black Series figures.
There's 4 new ones.
4 new ones.
I'm learning this for the first time now.
Really? Well,
I knew about one of them.
Austin has
You
put the
called me and
pictures
told
up.
me.
Yeah, one of them. I forget his name, but one of them is that like weird rabbit that used to be a Legends character.
God, what's his name?
Is it Jax or Jackson, something like that. Austin put the picture up, so you can look at him up here. But and then you have a Imperial Guard, one of Palpatine's guards, Black Series figures. I'm forgetting the other 2. One was Luke, I think. It's like a jacked Luke. Like it didn't look the best. But I mean, I was just excited to see that rabbit because I'm not gonna buy him, but it's cool to see.
Oh, I'm buying him.
I know you're gonna.
I'll pre-order it.
I know you're gonna. That's why I sent it to you.
Is that a Darth Maul?
Yeah, Maul was the other
Okay.
one. Maul was the other one. Yep.
So
I
we
think it's
have
Clone
an
Wars
Imperial Guard. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got no shirt on.
Yep.
The Jackson?
That's what I thought it was. Jackson.
Something like that.
Jackson Hops. No, I don't know what it is.
I wish you could look this up.
Well, I mean, we could.
It bums me out because he was in a bunch of.
He
really
used to be
stupid...
Legends, and then
Yeah, he was in like the comic book that was like the sequel to A New Hope, if I remember right.
Oh yeah.
So like there was a series
Splinter of the Mind's Eye.
Yes.
Yeah, Splinter of the Mind's Eye.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
that could
think he
be
was a
good.
part of that. I
That
could be
I
wrong.
think no, he was. Yeah.
Okay, he was.
That could be a good Iusa Piusa.
Dude,
Yeah,
Jesus, that's a
that'd
rough
be a good
one.
one. But
So we have Imperial Guard, Jackson, or whatever the hell it is. What's the other
Clone
one?
Wars Maul, and then a version of Luke. I don't know what the
I
Luke.
can't see what it is. Looks like
Yeah.
Dagobah, maybe?
I think it is. He's
Okay.
got like buff Luke. So, but I knew you'd be excited for the rabbit.
Wait, Kanor Jax?
Jax, is that it?
Karner Jax?
Thank you. We got fans telling
I
us.
said it, but I know it wasn't me because I'm right here. So it's Austin.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thanks, Austin. Best producer.
The best.
But then they brought him back. I guess it's canon now. Well, because the Black Series figure has to be canon, right?
No, because they make Black Series figures and stuff that's not canon.
Oh,
There's like Bane Black Series.
Bane's canon.
Not Revan.
Revan's canon.
Which one's the one from
Revan
Fallen
is
Order? Or not Fallen Order.
the one
the
where
game,
Star
Force
Killer,
Unleashed,
Star
yes.
Killer, Force Unleashed. Yeah, I think it's Bane, but they are canon now.
Okay.
Maybe not those versions that way they look, but that name is canon. Bane and
Yeah,
Revan.
Bane and Revan are canon.
Yeah.
So I guess he's really canon. We know he's canon because of the show, the YouTube Kids game
The
show.
Jedi Temple Challenge.
Jedi Temple Challenge.
Yeah.
He's referencing some of
Ahmed
those stories.
Best plays Keller and Beck, the Jedi Masters. So,
Are we at a truck stop? What the heck's
guess.
going on up there? All right.
but yeah, so now that rabbit is canon because he's featured in a story that's in that kid's YouTube show.
I won't get Maul. I won't get the Luke, but I
The
will
guard?
definitely get the guard,
Yeah.
and I'll definitely get
Jax.
Kanor Jax. Kanor Jax? Connor Jax? Whatever
I
whatever
won't
it
get
was.
any of them, but I'm
You're really
glad
not
they're.
going to get him?
No.
See, I think that Black Series one of Jax is going to be one where it's like 10 years from now, like that's going to be one that people really, really want
That's true.
because it's so random.
Yeah, it is. I bet like 5% of Star Wars fans know who he
Did you
is.
see I got this?
Yeah. You got the helmet,
Captain Cardinal
and you
Black
got the
Series.
actual Black Series. That's sick. Now, if we see a Cara Dune this weekend, are you buying it?
Depends on the price.
Okay. I'm thinking about it. If I see one that's like 30 or below, I'm gonna buy
You're
it.
not going to find it for 30 or below.
Nah, I know. That's why I'm like holding out. But
You're not going to find that. It's going to be hundreds of dollars.
oh, it's post Episode 5 Luke, so it's after Empire,
Okay.
which we don't got a lot of. That's a good time
That's a good one.
to fill in.
Yeah,
I'd like
that's
to
a
know
good
more
one.
about that time.
That's a good one. Cool. All right, what's next?
All right, so we're moving on. That's enough with the news. We got some news from a planet far, far away. Not just a galaxy, but what's new on Batuu? A lot of things are new on Batuu, and I'm glad to say that. I feel like we didn't say that for a couple weeks. But
It's been a little bit of a lull, but it's
Yeah.
just because of the weird times we live in.
so I was there last Wednesday And happenstance, I got lucky enough that they finally announced that day I was there, they're going to start selling the Docking Bay 7 sporks.
They didn't just announce it. They
actually sold them. Now, they sold them in Disneyland like a year ago.
It does
like
say
2 years ago
in
now.
Airbus.
It's been a long time. They sold them there, and did they sell out in Disneyland?
I don't know.
I think they might have, but I don't know. But that day they announced it, they started selling them, and on the app, it must have been some sort of mistake. On the app, it explicitly said, limit one per customer per purchase. So I bought one for myself and one for Brad. So I don't know if they just messed up and let me buy two, but there it is.
You got to buy two?
I bought two sporks. Now, and you said on the bag it says spork in Arabic.
And then it also says property of Docking Bay 7.
Yep, because the
People
joke
were
of that
stealing them.
are many, many fans stole the sporks after eating at Docking Bay 7.
Who would do such a thing?
Terrible people.
Horrible people. Who would do that?
So then they decided, hey, let's sell them for $12.
I don't think you should ever steal sporks from Galaxy's Edge.
Or anything from.
I don't condone it.
No, but you can smuggle it out if you want to.
It's in theme.
I wouldn't.
I didn't steal it. I'm a smuggler.
Right? It's in theme. They can't stop me. So they
I'm
finally.
canon.
I'm canon. Damn it! I'm an annual pass holder and I'm canon.
I'm canon. That's funny.
But they finally figured out, hey, if we just sell them for $12, people will buy them.
And they did.
And I did, and he did, and they.
I got a call from you at like 10 o'clock in the
I
morning.
was like, hey, if they're selling sports,
and I knew it was something intense because you called me like 3 times.
I did, yeah.
I keep my phone on Do Not Disturb. I don't like dings. And I have an Apple Watch, and I don't like feeling it all the time. Yeah. It stresses me out.
Yeah.
I literally don't have, like, on my text messages, I don't even have that notification. So when I get a text message,
that explains a lot.
If I don't click on the app to check them,
you'll never see the number next to it saying like 35.
Nope. I don't do it.
Okay, I don't take it personally now. That's fine.
Were you taking it?
No.
Oh, I was about to say to you, no, please don't take it personally. No, dude, I literally I can't stand it.
Yeah, but I just
Between Facebook,
I had to keep calling. I had to make sure. Eventually, you answered me, and I was still frantic. I was like, "They're selling. They finally announced that they're going to sell the sports."
Like, yeah, give me one.
So I got you one.
So I have one now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I have one from Disneyland and Disney World.
Yeah, the bags aren't any different, but
I was wondering if they were.
The spork is the same. The bag is the same, but still, it's cool. It's very cool. And now you can take it back and eat with it.
Yeah,
if you want.
And then they can't give you crap for.
Yeah, it's like I bought it here. Yeah. So that was awesome.
Good stuff.
Only we would be so excited over sporks.
Well, it was cool, man, because it was just one of the things like Disneyland did it and we never did.
And it just made sense to do it.
Yeah.
Easy money.
Yeah, and especially if you're like, my thing is, if you're looking at it from Disney's perspective, it's like, well, we're losing them anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're going to.
Might as well give them what they want
and make
give
money
them
off of it, because it's not going to cost you $12 per.
Those things got to cost like $2 maybe.
I bet it's not even that much.
Yeah.
Those minis they bought, they probably got them for like 75 cents to $1 each.
Yeah, think about that.
They probably got 50,000, 60,000 of them. I'm sure it's probably
At
more
least,
than that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good call, Disney. And I can take this and feel like I'm eating canonically.
Eating canonically. That sounds like a name of like a band.
Eating canonically? Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's a good band name.
All right, what's next, man?
Another awesome thing I tried the same day. Well, I shouldn't say awesome. I take that back. Another thing I tried.
Hey, it's an amazing thing you can try, but the thing itself's not amazing. Yes. It's an amazing experience.
Yes?
I guess.
I don't know. But I tried the Sith. The secret Sith drink on the tube at Oga's Cantina. Now, there's a picture of it. That's actually the Sith that I tried. The exact drink that I tried. And I gotta say, I was pretty disappointed with it. And not just because of the price.
I told you.
I'll tell you the price. It was $30.
That's absolutely insane.
I agree.
For a drink.
And the reasoning...
Without anything... It's not like it's specialty bourbon. Or it's a Disney...
Their
drink.
reasoning behind it is you get 2 drinks. So
fuzzy Tauntauns at least have Ciroc in them, which is not cheap.
No, but it's only $16. Only $16.
That's still insane.
Yeah, but Disney's reasoning is it's 2 drinks combined, so shouldn't it be the same price as 2 drinks? So anyway, it's the Jet Juice, which is the bourbon shot, right? Yeah,
it's basically like a cocktail old fashioned without the orange peel in it.
Yeah,
it's kind of like.
And then it's the Jedi Mind drink. So I thought there's would be more of not like a show, but like more of like fanfare about it.
More
presentation, more something. But I was like, let me try the Secret Sith. And they're like, okay, it'll be like...
Is it called the Secret Sith or is it just called the Sith?
Well, I called it the Secret Sith.
Okay.
It's not on the menu. So you could say
Gotcha.
Sith or the Secret Menu Sith or the Sith from the Secret Menu, whatever. So they're like, okay, it'll be $30. You're okay with that? I'm like, yeah, of course. So they bring it out, and he literally, the waiter
You need
just...
new microphone stands, and you bought a $30 drink.
Yeah. Well, now you know you don't have to spend. Now you know you don't have to spend $30.
Oh, I'm
So,
gonna blow my brains out.
The waiter literally, he just brings a Jedi mind trick and a jet juice and puts them on the table. I'm like,
wait, they don't even mix them together?
well, I was like, okay, so what do I do with these? Like, should I just dump them together? And he's like, oh, I can mix them for you if you want. So I was like,
Hey, yeah, mix it for me. I paid $30
so
for
I
this.
said, yes, please do. So I was expecting him to do something cool. But he just goes, I'm like, that's it? That's...
I could just hear I just envision your head watch that and just be like that song for the ending part of you know what I'm talking about?
No.
It's what's the show? It's the
I don't know.
everyone. It's what's the show? I have to remember this.
I have no idea.
It's
It'll
not.
come to you.
It's not Community.
I love Community, so I would know.
It's what's the other show that's like that?
Like Community? There's no show like Community. No show.
It's got Jason Bateman in it.
I've never seen a show with him. I've seen
Austin,
movies.
what's the show?
I've seen movies with him in it. But, so I was like, okay, that's cool. I'm like, okay, maybe it'll taste amazing. So I take a drink, and I'm like, yeah, this is okay.
Curb Your Enthusiasm. Thank you,
Or
Austin.
I don't know how that ends.
God.
I don't know.
It's been memed. I'm sure you've seen the ending.
Probably have. But I was like, the presentation was terrible, so I tried it, and I'm like, okay, it tastes alright. But it's not $30 alright.
No.
Like, no.
But I just feel like because it's those two drinks just don't work well together. Like they're
They
too
really
so
don't. They
they're too
taste okay.
so strange, different. They're so opposite flavor profiles. That
Really,
work.
you taste the bourbon. The bourbon just overpowers.
Of course.
It. So it just becomes watered down bourbon, unless you chug it. But I don't recommend that.
I recommend chugging bourbon.
That's true. So, but the good news is, you have the 2-drink limit at Oga's, right? Because it's still, I don't know. See, they can justify it as you're spending money on 2 drinks, because it is 2 drinks. But then they allow you to buy another one after. So I still could buy a fuzzy tauntaun.
But technically, you're getting the alcohol content of 3 drinks.
And I'm spending the money of 3 drinks.
Okay.
So that's if you somehow
I
can justify it in that way.
I've only gotten the Jet Juice one time.
Me too. Well, now twice if you count that.
Because
I got it on opening day.
Me too. It was my first drink I ever got.
My first drink ever too. And now again last week. But the good news is I could then buy a fuzzy tauntaun to counteract the disappointment that I just had to experience. So the fuzzy tauntaun saved me. So that was the great news. And the last news for New Number 2 is High Republic related. She's not in any books or comics yet, but a Jedi named Addison Z is stationed at the Jedi Outpost on Batuu.
The Research Center is what
That's
they were
true.
calling it.
That's true. Yeah, they said the Outpost on Batuu, which is Black Spire Outpost.
Yes.
So she's on the Research Center.
Research Center on Batuu.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Which we knew there was a Jedi temple of some sort on Batuu because of the Oculus video game, the VR game, which featured Yoda.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin, because I feel like they actually kind of ruined some stuff.
A little bit.
So there's a YouTube video on the Star Wars YouTube channel where they're kind of
character highlights.
Yeah, and they're kind of showing characters and kind of how they fall into the.
They're very short bios.
Just
here's her name.
Yeah, that's it. But it's like a bio. So
here's her name and here's what she does. That's all.
Here's what she looks like.
Yeah.
Here's a little bit about her.
Yeah.
Read the High Republic.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Just for someone who's finished all 3 books now. I want this book. This is I don't care what you're now that you've got me on this, especially from being someone who loves Batuu so much. Yeah. I want to see this story.
Me too.
Because it seems like it would be a direct sequel to Into the Dark.
I was gonna say, you said it ties into Into the Dark.
It would be a direct sequel to Into the Dark.
That's sick.
So
I can't wait to read that now. I'm doing the Jedi now, and then I have Into the Dark.
I want you to finish that by this week.
Probably not gonna happen. But
gotta get it done.
I'm going chapter by chapter. Chapter by chapter. I'm doing 1 a day. So
that's insane. It's gonna take you a year.
That's okay. But yeah, I'm very excited. She's a very cool looking design. Very cool looking character.
What's her species?
I don't know the name. That's the same as like Verisafi.
Yeah, I forget the name of it too.
I do too. She's got
Which
like, the diamonds painted on her.
I think this chick's the same species. With Test of Courage, and her
Quite
name
possibly.
is.
That's one thing I'm not good at is the species. Like I know like 5 Star Wars species names, and that's it. Counting human, so really only 4. I don't know, but you know how biased I am towards Mizzou. Maybe even more so than you. I don't know, but give me Batu in anything, and I'm going to be excited. So to tie it with
Vernestra.
Vernestra. That's what she is, probably.
That's her name.
Oh, the other character. Okay.
The other Jedi Vernestra.
Nice.
Good book. All right, let's move on to the next one. I won't. You know what? Let me do mine so you can get yours set up.
Nice.
We're gonna move on to Collection Connection, and this week I actually have 2 of them.
I feel like that's cheating.
It is a little bit, but they're both very small, so I don't feel like it's cheating too much. The first one is this little tiny thing here. I don't actually know the origins of this. This was actually given to me by Kevin Perger of Defunctland on one of the times we went to Galaxy's Edge together. It's a cool little card. It's metal. And it is the Death Star plants.
Oh, yeah.
It's the Death Star plants.
Yeah. You showed me that. Let's see.
There's a little QR code on the back, and I think if you scan this, it takes you to
Soundtrack.
the soundtrack to Ogus.
Was it Rogue One or Ogus?
I think it was Ogus.
Huh. Sick. I like it either way.
I'll have to test it. I forgot to test this out, but he told me initially it was Solo Star Wars Story, but I'm pretty sure. Oh, look, DisMusic.com/Ogus /Cantina. So it's the Cantina music. So if you want to scan that on your screen, it will take you to a link to the DJ Rex playlist. And you're welcome from the Batu Boys. But Kevin's awesome. I haven't talked to him in a while.
He's amazing.
But I love that guy.
We need the world to go back to normal for many reasons.
But I want to hang out. I want to hang out with him. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Kevin, I love you. You're the best. This is my second one for the week. Got this at Star Wars Celebration. Alex was with me when I picked this up. It is a Star Wars Celebration. The droid show. What was the show? The holiday special?
Oh, yeah, not the droid.
Holiday
special. It has
that's
Boba
right.
on this side. Boba.
It's got the original Boba Fett Star Wars Celebration, which is only available at Celebration.
It's got terribly animated Han on one side.
Oh, it's got terribly animated Vader too.
Vader is.
It's really
he's
rough.
on LSD.
It's got terrible everybody.
I love Han. His face is like moved down a little bit so you can see Han. Right? Look at his face.
Real
What's
good.
going on with that? Poor Han.
And then there's poor animated Chewie. I never even saw that until just now.
Yeah, Chewie's bad too.
I didn't realize that's rough. And then you got the back, of course, which is I love this thing. I've never used it. It's one of those things that's.
You don't pack your lunch?
Oh, I didn't know this was in here. I do keep special things in here. Apparently, I didn't know this was in here.
Oh.
It's a Father's Day card for my kids. I had no idea this was in here.
That's adorable.
Yeah, so I guess I keep stuff in here. As I said, I don't use it, and I just found out it's not true. Yeah, so that's my collection connection for the week. I cheated a little bit. I did that kind of the stall because I didn't know how long you'd be. All right, that's very intimidating. All right, Evan, let's see what your. I'm so curious what yours is. You got the Black Series helmet.
The Black Series helmet.
Let's hear it.
Oh, do you want to hear the awesome voice modulator?
Yes, please.
Where's the button?
You know what What if you take your voice higher?
You know what's done.
And now you're going to give it to the First Order.
So yes.
What if you just did it like your voice higher? Is it still on?
No, I turned it off, but you can turn it back on. That sounds terrible.
Really?
It's not the not
It's so bad.
It's disappointing, but it's one of the oldest, if not the oldest Black Series. So.
You said there was a button to adjust it?
The other side, yeah.
Oh.
So. The story of it, obviously. A little bit, and actually the button here. Let me see it. If you click it up, it makes it higher. If you click it down, it's a little better. There's too much echo. It's like
so
reverberations
strange.
and echo. It's very strange.
God, how did that get through quality control?
I don't know. I mean, I'd like to say because it's old, but 5 years isn't like we're not talking 90s technology. We're talking 5 years ago.
I do know there's like some videos you can look up on YouTube about how to improve it.
Oh yeah.
You might want to.
I've seen those. I'm not
Try to
too.
do it.
I don't really care about the voice aspect.
Oh, see, you're gonna care when you're trying to talk people in the helmet when you're in cosplay.
I'm not trying to be him.
No, but like you're someone to communicate with me, like,
Yeah.
can you hold my phone? You don't want to.
No, I don't want that. I'll just say I won't have it turned on. I'll just have it off. And be like, can you hold my
I
phone?
can't hear you in that.
Yes, you can.
In that busy thing with a mask
You can't
on.
hear me at all. Like if I say
What?
Yeah, you can. They can hear me. They can hear me. Don't even.
That's funny.
But obviously, I had to have this because
It's awesome. I would buy one if I
Kylo was
found
my
it for a
favorite
reasonable
character. I don't know if this was reasonable. It was reasonable. It was $250 on eBay. So
price. That's reasonable for what it is. I mean,
that's the
they go for
cheapest
like
I found, and I've been looking for like 3 years. That's the cheapest I found. So he's my favorite character. I had to have it for that reason, to display. But also, I've been building a Kylo costume, and this was the last piece. That's what I needed right there. So finally have it. And like, yeah, when you put it next to the Cardinal one that you have, the newest, you can see the jump they've had in quality.
Let's just compare them.
But I still love this one.
Of course,
Still
I love it
favorite.
too. I like I said, I'd buy it even though I
But
know.
just look at the thickness of like the plastic that's used for it.
Yeah.
Like, look at the difference. This is only, yeah, like, you know, it's hard to see, but like,
It's definitely cheaper.
thin. It's very thin and very, like, I don't know. I don't want to like disparage it.
Look, there's a difference between being
I'm trying to
realistic
critique it. Like, yeah,
and this voice changer sounds way better.
yeah, it does. Holy cow. Yeah, that sounds, and there's no echo to it.
This is a little echo.
And see, with this one, if I'm talking right here, it can pick up my voice. It picks up outside sound. That's
This one can if you get close enough, but you have to be pretty close.
This one will do it this far away.
I think I'll ride my bike with this on.
Hey, safety first, bro. Safety first. But
Did
this
you
might
hear
be,
that difference? Like, that's a big
it's
difference.
such a big difference. Dang. Yeah. But this is probably my favorite thing in my entire collection.
Really?
It's the newest thing I have. Like, not in terms of actual age, but the most recent purchase, and it's my favorite thing. I'll just go home and I'll sit on the couch and just hold it. It'll be next to me on the couch.
I was thinking
It's
about.
always right
I did
there.
that with my lightsabers for the first few nights I had.
Yeah,
it.
it's just always here.
I was just thinking about this today because we're going to the toy fair this Saturday. Look out for us. Look out for the Batu boys at the toy fair.
It's gonna be awesome. Can't wait.
I was wondering, do you have the Captain Rex Star Tours action figure?
Yeah.
You do?
That's
Okay.
probably like number 2 or 3 favorite for me.
Okay.
I love that.
I was thinking about that today because I was like, I almost bought one at one point.
If I see it, I'm gonna buy another one. Like
I saw one at the comic book store the other day, so if they don't have it there, we can get it there.
Yeah, that's gonna be sometime. I'll bring that for Collection Connection. But it's one of my favorite things. It's from 2003, maybe early 2000s is when I bought it. So it's one of my favorite things.
Very
So
cool.
this is probably my favorite. If not, it's top 3 in my collection. I love it so much. It completes my costume. It completes my Kylo collection. I just love it. And hopefully they do an episode 9 Kylo helmet, and I will buy that in a heartbeat.
I'm getting my draft soon of my episode 9 Kylo helmet.
And if they don't ever, I'm just gonna go that route. So,
all right.
wait.
Let's wrap this up with
We're gonna roll on to
the next
well,
segment.
we got
Oh no,
2.
sorry.
We got EU or EUSA PUSA, I should say, which usually it's something bad from the old Legends or the old extended universe canon. Sometimes it's something good. For me this week, in light of the upcoming Jendi Tartakovsky series for Disney Plus, I have watched that again because I love it so much, and I still love it. And that's only volume 1. That's well, I don't want to say bad or worse. It's the least good of the 2 volumes.
Okay.
It's still got a lot of good stuff. It gives you Grievous's introduction. And yeah, I assume you've seen the Jedi Shaggy.
Yes, is
Yeah.
that?
Shaggy.
Yeah, it's Shaggy. It's Shaggy from
Yeah,
Scooby-Doo.
it's the
He's
character.
like Soy Scoop.
Yeah.
I'm on the light side.
Yeah, General Grievous is gonna get us.
Like Soy Scoop. General Grievous is coming.
Like Zoink Scoop. General Grievous. Right, that's what it's like. So he's in it. You get Ki-Adi-Mundi's in it. You get, so there's a lot of good stuff. You get good Obi-Wan stuff, good Anakin stuff.
Is Shaggy a good addition to Star Wars?
No. But you want me to spoil what happens to him?
I'm sure he gets killed.
Spoiler alert, General Grievous murks him in like 5 seconds. But yeah.
Like Zoid Scoop, I'm about to get murdered.
Yeah,
I'm about to become one with the Force Scoop.
there's nothing in that that I think could be considered like it's bad. It shouldn't count. It doesn't line
Except you think Shaggy should
Well,
be...
he's dead. He lasts 5 seconds and he's dead.
But he's still a Jedi with a backstory.
That's true. Okay, you could cut him out and that's fine. But there's one thing in Volume 2 where Anakin goes to like this Native American village, essentially. That could probably be cut out.
Really?
Yeah. But that gives you Grievous's backstory.
You're not like really selling this for me.
I'm telling the bad parts of it. That's the point of Iusa Piusa.
True. Oh, that's right.
Say what sucks. The Piusa part.
It definitely sounds Piusa to me.
That's really it. Yeah, the Native American scenes plus the Shaggy. That's really it though. The rest of it's great. But
I'm excited to watch it. I'm gonna binge it.
You want to do like live commentary or anything?
Sure.
Like, have you ever seen all of it?
No,
Any of it?
I've never seen any of it really. Well, that's not true. I mean, I've seen like things in passing, but I've never sat down and watched
the whole 2 hours.
No.
Okay, we should do that.
Let's do commentary for it.
Yeah.
We'll do it. We're gonna do commentary. We'll do my first initial reactions.
That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be really fun. We're gonna do Mando
it'll be a podcast too, so it'll be some interesting language on that one.
Yeah, definitely. Can't wait.
All right.
That's my Iusa Piusa.
I don't have one good. Because I've been busy with the kids. So
that's okay.
I barely had time to do this.
That's understandable. It's fine. I don't know what I'm gonna get for next week yet, so that's this week's. And
here's my contribution to the EUPUTA. Yeah, what he said. There we go.
Nice.
I'm not even wearing a Star Wars shirt.
I see that. You put in minimal effort. So much.
I barely showed up.
It's your house.
I have kids. I'm busy.
All right. And last but not least is Read of the Week. And for the next foreseeable future, I won't always bring it on the show because that'd be...
You got to do a new one. You got to bring something new.
Every week it's something new.
Even it's EU.
So I guess this week I cheated because I did this last week. But
it's
another chapter in this, and it's still the same thing, but like it still got me. I was like, okay, we're seeing some new characters.
Can you hand me mine?
They're talking about like what's happening, what's going on in the situation, and then they get killed. So...
It's a really rough read in some places.
Yeah.
And then like
not
the
like
payoff is so good.
Not because it's written badly.
Rough
meaning like it gets you emotionally. Yeah. It's like, oh, I guess that's
how dope this cover is of this Vader comic. God, it's cool. I'm really far behind on this, but I'm getting back into it.
Charles
By the way, I'm going to send you the website that has the comic books. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. But Charles Soule knows what he's doing. I love this book so far.
Mine is a little different. I collect Star Wars books. I guess. I mean, not really, but like I like Star Wars books. I got this one back when I was a cast member for like $6 because the cover was ripped. That's the only thing wrong with this book. $6. And it was originally 40. So like they
40 is actually quote cheap. For that. I was expecting 50.
No, I think it was $6. It was 6 or 7 or something. It was stupid cheap. But it's the Star Wars storyboards of the original trilogy. It combines my two things that I really, really expect. 3 things that I respect and admire. Star Wars, great storytelling, and how those storytellers come up with the stories they tell. It's really just a layout of the original trilogies in storyboard form. I don't think it's all of it, because I just think that would be really hard to do. I don't even know if they storyboard everything, but you get these amazing illustrations like this. Ooh.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's just, and then like literally storyboards of most of the movie. I've only looked through this once or twice, but I think it's just a really, really cool. You get the old like X-Wing, the Ralph McQuarrie X-Wing design and some of these.
I was about to ask if there's any Ralph stuff in there. There has to be.
Yes.
So, nice.
There's all kinds of stuff. So we're already at the Death Star's French run.
Ooh, look at that Vader.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Vader
just...
concept.
It's a really, really cool book. I don't even know if you can find this anymore.
I've never seen it.
It's by Abrams Books.
J.J. Abrams?
Actually, I think it's his production company.
Oh, I was just kidding.
No, I'm kidding. I have no idea.
Okay.
But it's really good. It's edited by J.W. Rinsler, Abrams, New York.
Nice.
Cool. It's a cool... Joe Johnston did the forward.
Nice. So it's kind of recent.
Yeah, it was from... I want to say it was like... Yeah, let me find out when it was. There's a sketch of Ralph McQuarrie. The irony of that.
A sketch of the sketch artist.
Of the guy who does sketches. Why can't I find the year this was?
I mean, I could just Google it. I feel like that would be a pretty
Yeah, just Google it because I don't see a date here. Oh wait, here we go. 2014.
Okay, so it's newish. A few years.
7 years old. God, that's insane.
I was about to say like
7
3 years, but nope, I guess it's not 3. I'm bad at math.
Christ.
But I'm going to add, if you're done.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to add one more thing with Light of the Jedi. So far, in a good way, I think it kind of feels like from a certain point of view, in a way. Because like you're getting people's different points of view of the Great Disaster. So it's cool to see like this angle and then this angle and then like this angle.
This is a good book.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In a good way, it feels like a certain point of view. Because you're getting the same thing happening just from his perspective, her perspective, their perspective. It's cool.
That's one thing I liked about the Test of Courage was that it was a different event, but it's still connected to that. I'm telling you, man, that book was fun. It's not like I think it's my third favorite of the 3, but I just didn't expect a lot out of it. And usually with those books, like the Resistance Reborn, whatever that book was.
Not the Resistance Reborn. That's the one that we talked about earlier.
The red one. I forget
I forget. Spark of the Resistance.
Yes, yeah. Spark of the. It was a fun story, but it wasn't anything like I thought about. I've been thinking about this book all afternoon. Especially with the one character, I'm like, that's a big turn.
Wow. That's how you know it's good. Any media, if it makes you think about it after you're done with it, watching it, reading it, whatever, like that's how.
I still think about Baby Driver all the time.
Huh. Austin loves it too.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, both you guys love it, so
you need to watch it too. Yeah. I really feel like that was his audition for Han Solo, and I mean that sincerely.
Yeah, and a lot of people
did
say that.
There were rumors that he was auditioning for it. I think he would have done better.
Huh.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
All right, guys, that's it for the live stream this week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will see you either live via podcast or YouTube video at the Toy Fair this Saturday. See us, say hi. We'll be there. This dork will be dressed up as Kylo Ren. I'll be screaming at my children. Thank you guys so much.
I might scream at him. I don't know. No.
Sit down. Thank you guys so much for. Don't touch that. It's $5,000.
You break it, you buy it.
They're not my kids.
I've never seen him before.
This isn't my week.
She's gonna buy it. No.
I'm kidding. Thank you guys so much for watching. You can find me over on Instagram at the Brad Ventures. Evan, where can they find you over on the computers?
Instagram is Evan T. Boucher. It took me a second. I froze there, broke. And then YouTube, which doesn't have much on it, is Happily Evan After. But
it's a really good name.
I love that name. I'm wasting it.
You need to do more.
I'm not doing anything with it.
YouTube.com/BradVentures for everything we do here. Subscribe if you're watching right now. We do one of these once a week. We're going to try to be more consistent, like day-wise, but we're still nailing that down.
It's basically been Wednesday or Thursdays.
We'll try to do it. Sometimes we'll do Wednesdays, sometimes we'll do Thursdays. We'll see. But the podcast comes out twice a week, at least once a week. And it's a good time over on the podcast. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, Stitcher, iTunes, any of that kind of stuff.
The content's different. It's not like this. We do them very differently.
We also introduced a new format to the podcast this week, which has been a lot of fun, and I like it.
So much fun.
So what we're doing now is we're doing the news and any kind of stuff we want to talk about up front, and then the last part of the show, there's like a cutoff where we kind of switch to this top 10 mode. And what we do is we do a top 10 list of something. We try to make it obscure. So it's not like top 10 songs of Star Wars. Yeah. You know, it's like this last week we did top 10 helmets, Black Series helmets that we think Disney or Hasbro should make.
Yeah.
Which was a lot of fun, and I'm sure you can guess what Evan's was.
Yep. Same as yours.
Yeah, mine was the same as yours.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
But it was a good episode. It's a lot of fun.
So much fun.
And we hope you can check that out as well. We'll see you on Saturday if you're in the area. And until then, may the Force be with you.
Always.